Okay, I'm back. I was at 11 minutes, so now I'm at 11 minutes again, I guess. All I did was move stuff into the garage. Bear in mind, this is not going to be perfect. It may not even be very good. Because I got a low hit a minute ago. It's alright, we'll get our balance back. We'll get it back, I promise. Kind of. Alright, so man, I should have defined my terms. And I need to watch it before I don't cut my finger off with a flying flake. I'm trying to get enough convexity to flute, even though I'm not building it carefully with a flaker, the pressure. But see, I'm trying to leave a little bit of convexity in there. And I've got some, I think. So I think I'm switching lanes here and trying to focus on that issue for a minute. Right over there. Where's my pressure tools? Alright, so we want to try and do that side first, I guess. Yeah, why not? Take a couple of flakes to try and make the convexity a little less suckier. Now, I don't need to get it perfect on both sides just to do one. I do one side and then I go try and correct anything I need to on the other side and then do it. But I never feel obligated to have both sides ready to go with no modification, because I've got to turn the end anyway for the second side. So whatever. Alright, so you've seen what I've done there. So now I'm going to come in and toss in a guide flake or two. If I can get it to go. And just so happens, I kind of am working way out on the end of this rock. I didn't really remove anything from the rock from this end, so I've got some semi-chalkiness here. And you can say to yourself, well, Jerry, isn't that risky? Yeah. I think I ought to hit it or try and take some of it off and redo it and get it right. What should I do? What should I do? I don't know, Jared. What should I do? Excuse me. FC. I'll call myself FC. All right, you ready? What do you think's going to happen? I mean, is it cut in half right here? Okay. There's the first side flute. All right. So, shoot a few little blenders in there. Like that. And then try and turn the other edge a little. Back a little. And you say to yourself, well, Jerry, do we need to correct any of this? And the answer is no, not really. But I'll smooth it a little because if I was a real old boy, I wouldn't worry about any intrusive flaking after I do the bass, after I flute it. But since we're going for quickness a little bit and not prettiness, it's simpler to just do a little bit of this stuff like this. All right. So we got that fluted on that side, and now we want to try and run a flute here. Okay. Crap. And I actually set this one up a little bit offline on purpose because of the way the convexities look to me. So there's the little thing. And maybe it'll work and maybe it won't. And I can't recommend any of the techniques that you're seeing in this video because I'm just jacking around. So that ran up to there. Can you see it? And that's fine, but you say to yourself, well, but it's offline and it's not really all that much of a flute. And I'm like, look, smart aleck, you come, grab it and do it. And we'll see how you come out with it. So you say, well, if you were me, you'd flute it again. Fine. I know, I got a knife edge there. I mean, it's probably just going to blow up. There, you happy now? I ran a second one just for you. So now it looks like a regular flute kind of, even though, see, there's a second one, there's the first one, so fine. So now we got two flutes. And I'll feather it. Man, that's a knife edge. I'm gonna end up cutting my haft in two. Can you see how sharp it is? Pretty sharp. Okay, so now the rest of this ugly thing needs help. Bad. What to do, what to do? Well, first thing we do is use a carbide billet a little. Did it, carbide billet. Alright. Too asymmetrical. I want to try and get some of this stuff straighter. Some of my balance back. I mean, not get it back, get it, because I never had it in the first place. That's raining hard. Harder. Dang it. Costing me time. Heck, I'm at 12 minutes, so that's over 20 minutes just to make a dang clovis. You know, when you use a big old dull pressure tip, you can make some flakes that look like percussion, really. If you're kind of bad on your, I mean, those are all percussion, I mean, those are all pressure flakes. Not that I'm suggesting doing it that way. I'm just saying. Because, you know, you can always come in with percussion overpressure. Show you. That was almost an overshot. Sometimes I like to do a little shot like I was cutting off the top of a hinge on the flute, even if there wasn't a hinge on the flute, because it looks kind of cool and it looks kind of original. Bit off the end a little bit. It got too close to the end with that last flake. Burinated it off. But you can see some pretty nice flakes there. Alright, so I come back on this other side and get two that I didn't do because I wanted to take the other side first. There. There's something there. Okay, so alright, so now I'm going to come in with pressure. Some edge pressure on here. I'm going to do it quicker than normal. Short flakes. Trying to rapidly just straighten the edge a little. Because we're not trying to go for a real clovis here. But I'm cheating way too much. I feel I'm running out of time. I just feel it. But I mean, I feel like I ought to just whack a couple of, I mean, it just ain't right if I don't whack a couple of indirects on here. What do you think? What do you think? But I mean, I've already got a kind of an okay pattern. I know, but I mean, I want to actually try and make a clovis that everybody can't tell was just a fast as you can clovis. People might actually look at it and go, oh, you know, that's not a bad clovis. Maybe. Yeah, I need to do pressure on that crap. Yeah. Now bear in mind, some of this stuff didn't have to be done to have a halfway decent looking clovis, so y'all need to spot me about 3 minutes, whatever this ends up being, for what we call optional upgrades, like the wet bar. $22. Good Lord. It's going to be a, is it a half-hour clovis? Say it ain't so. Well, it is what it is. How's it look? I need to move the point tip over a little bit. Y'all are just killing me with this. Whose idea was this? Well, I'm not going to let y'all get away with this. It's got to look like I want it to look. I can't stand it. A little resharpened looking there, but all right, we're calling it square. I don't know how good this is going to look on the camera monitor, so I may end up taking a still picture at the end and uploading it. Anyway, don't know if you can see it, but there's one side, and it's fluted to there. And then here's the other side, and it's double fluted. And so that's my clovis, and that was like, it's about 26 minutes out of 11 minutes, so that's like 37 minutes. A 37-minute clovis out of raw West Texas chert. So anyway, not real super original and not real super wonderful, but fluted and skinny based and haftable and would work. All right, so I have nothing intelligent to say to end this with, so bye for now. Freeze cracked.